The other day I was having a discussion with my buddy James Hong, who's a golf pro instructor in Long Island. And he's around my age. He's like 5 years older, so he's like 54 years old. And one of his concerns as being a lifelong golfer is he wants to be able to gain more power and speed for his swing. He wants to be able to hit over 300 yards or 365 yards consistently. And he was concerned that, he's not able to like he used to when he was younger. So my response to that was basic foundation of power and speed is strength. So get as strong as you possibly can. Strength is the foundation of power and speed, as just elementary, okay? It's basic. As you get stronger, you're able to produce enough force to overcome a resistance, okay? And in order to do that very fast, with a lot of impact, in the shortest period of time, you need to be able to have that foundational strength. So when you're strong, as far as training, you do movements that train or force your body to adapt to create high levels of full body tension, stiffness, high degree of stability, so that you could summate or you could converge all the force of your whole body into producing whatever given movement that is. So if you're doing traditional strength training exercise like a bench press or a squat or a deadlift or standing military press, those force your body to get really stiff so that you could actually perform the movement with heavy loads. So obviously those movements aren't specific to golf, and that's not the point. Your supine bench press, you're not doing that so that you could have a better golf swing. No, we're talking about strength as full body tension, or your body's ability to adapt to create full body tension so that you could express force. So when you have that through training, when you get really strong, you train your soft tissues to be able to tolerate those higher loads. Then you obviously practice specifically the golf swing, right? So a lot of people say, well, strength training is just going to get you all stiff and you need a lot of rotation and mobility for golf. Yeah, but you're not just, getting rid of practicing your golf swing and practicing golf in lieu of strength training. You're doing a lot of progressive overload strength training to get stronger, but you want to think of where increasing our body's ability to tolerate, meaning our body's soft tissues as a whole, to tolerate creating full body tension. And in order to do that, you need resistance. If you don't have the resistance is a stimulation in which your body has to adapt to and to overcome. So in order to do that, you're not going to be a wet noodle and be able to lift 2 to 3 times your body weight or whatever it may be. No, you have to be super stiff and have that increased tension throughout the body, compressive load, overload, and then to be able to move through that, okay? So then when you have that basic foundation of strength, then it's just a matter of practicing the golf swing, hitting that ball as hard as you can with precision and consistency. That's coordination, that's skill training. One type of training isn't better than the other, they just complement each other. How does a runner get faster? They get super strong. Marathon runners, endurance athletes, they know they have to get faster by doing some kind of strength training. Okay, they have to get stronger. So another thing to realize for these older golfers, or just old as we get older in general, is that we lose muscle mass just naturally. After the age of 30, I think it's like 3 to 8% a rate of decline in our muscle mass, our sarcopenia, each decade. And then once we're over 60, that accelerates. You just start dropping muscle mass. So guess what? Muscle mass is one of the houses of motor units motor units are the contractile elements for strength. So if you want to get stronger, you have to coordinate and get all of your motor units to work together to produce force, or you can gain a little muscle mass so you have more motor units to work together so that you can also get strong that way. So you have to really preserve and conserve and honor your muscle mass, not just to maintain, but to do the best you can to stimulate and slow down that natural process. So it really comes down to use it or lose it. So you really want to get strong. You really want to get a faster speed and power of your golf swing. You want to be able to consistently hit the ball 365 yards. Then yeah, you need to get strong. But you also have to look at all the, I guess, air quote, weak links that are preventing you or obstacles for you from being strong. So a lot of times, again, too much body fat, not enough muscle mass, too much joint stiffness, lack of awareness of energy leaks, as I call them, in the golf swing. A lot of times people can't move from their trunk or move from their hips or their shoulders or wherever. Everyone's individual, but you have to address these things because you want to look at all these little energy leaks and address them so that you could start integrating the foundational element of strength with the power and speed, coordination, skill training, and then that's going to maximize your capacity, your ability. Now, granted, a lot of times you're going to top off on your potential, your genetic potential and your training potential. Well, not your training potential, but your genetic potential, and just your body can only do what it can do, but you can always work to maintain, if not increase your capacity to produce strength. As you get more advanced in training, it just becomes harder and harder, but there's always room for improvement. The body adapts amazingly within its given boundaries. So important things here to consider is one, open up your mind to be a little bit more openly receptive to the benefits of strength training in general, not just for golf in this case, but not just for any sport, just for life in general. If you understand the fact, and this is all research, 3 to 8% after the age of 30. Geez, I'm 49. I just turned 49. No way in hell am I gonna, stand down and let that happen and not be able to move in my 50, 60, 70, 80s, or even when I'm over 100, So part of my plan for longevity is to do whatever I can to conserve, preserve, and cherish the muscle mass, muscle tissue, the home or harboring of my motor units. And I'm going to use that shit to stimulate it so I don't lose it as quickly. So it comes down to use it or lose it. So I hope this helps. If I might be preaching to the choir with many of you, but a lot of you really have these limiting beliefs about strength training or exercise in general. And, there's nothing new out there. It's just really your perspective that needs to change so that you could maximize the benefits and improve and expand your capacity to actually live a full life. So that's all I got to say.